Should husbands help with the weekend housework? Do you think that husbands should help with the weekend housework?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, why do you say that?
Because I do it myself.
Oh, much?
Oh, a fair bit.
Cook?
Yes, cook.
Wash up?
Wash up.
Maybe you'd be better off as a bachelor doing all your own work.
Yeah, I would be.
Yes, certainly.
Ah.
Yeah, instead of them going out.
Have you been married long?
Yes, a good many years.
How many years? Do you remember?
Excuse me. Oh, I'm a widow. My wife's dead. Lost her 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Yes, I used to help her over weekend. Used to work hard, come home. Used to help her Saturdays and Sundays. Do all the work.
Quite happy to do that.
Yes, I was.
Pussy should always give a woman a spell.
How about Dad having a rest too? Because I suppose he's been working all the week.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't worked for 8 years.
Should they? It all depends. Well, I'm going to say if you're working all the week, well, I should say not. But if the wife is sick or anything like that, well, I think they should.
Are you married?
I am.
So it comes the weekend and your wife is well, you don't do any work, so
Oh, well, I have plenty of other work to do outside, like the gardening and all that sort of thing.
Do you think that husbands should help their wives with weekend housework?
Yes, I think they should. It's just natural.
Oh, are you married?
No, I'm single, but I do all the housework myself. I live on my own.
Do you cook?
Well, I don't eat very much. I cook now and again.
You sew and mend and that kind of thing?
Oh, yes, the best I can do. Seeing I've been out of work about 2.5 months.
According to the economics of gratitude, being grateful to or for a partner's contributions increases investment in long-term relationship capital and incentivizes commitment to a union. Surprisingly, women understand the economics of gratitude too well until it gets to them being grateful. For instance, a woman who believes and reiterates that providing is a man's role wants to be appreciated for completing her homemaking role. A woman who believes shopping for groceries is a man's role wants to be appreciated for fixing dinner. There are women and like-minded people who are actually rallying against men being appreciated for doing housework. Even if the current generation is changing, the older generation, especially in second world countries like India, still finds it difficult to accept the changes themselves. They still assume that irrespective of whether a woman works equally as a man or not, the responsibility of home and children still falls on the wife. The issue in this case, as is in most cases, is working equally. Women do not work equally as men. That goes for single men and women, single mothers and fathers, and most importantly, married mothers and fathers. Women don't put in the same working hours as men, period. She is expected to keep the house clean, do the laundry, take care of her children, cook for the husband and family. All the while, a man could just come home and rest. Furthermore, if she does get help from her husband, she is considered lucky. Celebrate people for the things they do, but don't make a big deal out of someone doing house chores just because they're a man when you wouldn't give that same recognition to a woman when...
When was the last time you said thank you to your wife? When was the last time you showed appreciation for all the sacrifices she's making for you and your marriage? When was the last time you said thank you?
When was the last time you told her, I appreciate you? As husbands, as men, our words are powerful. We can use them to lift up our family or to tear them down. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to your wife right now. Find her, whatever she may be doing. Stop her and look her in the eye and say, I appreciate you. And then watch how her face lights up.
A man helps his spouse around the house. He is praised for going that extra mile for doing the house chores. No one is telling him that all responsibilities should be divided between the couple, be it monetary or physical activities required in the house. No one tells him that he is not helping around. He is just doing his job, which he was supposed to do all these years, but never did. The question becomes, is a woman considered helping when she pays bills in the home?
The more bills a woman pays by herself, the less attractive men become, because she's now so independent that all she's worried about is taking care of her family and leveling up. To her, a man has no place in her life because he's not bringing anything to the table but headaches and wasted time. Yes, she's in her masculine energy, and that's not going to change until a real man steps up to the plate and takes some of that weight off her shoulders.
The interesting part with this statement is the fact that no one is telling independent women that paying their bills is what adults have done since time immemorial, and they just never did because they were protected from it. Now they do it. They call it independent. Why do so many men lack the basic life skills that any adult should know? How is it that they have been able to get away with it for so long? An easy answer would be the same way adult women got away with being provided for like children. A more complex answer would be division of labor and specialization.
Who pays your bills, you or your wife? What has served me really well is that I have designated my wife to pay all of the bills. Why? That keeps my mind in a space of consistent abundance. So if you're the breadwinner, whether it be the husband or the wife, I would push the bill paying off to the other. The breadwinner's mind needs to stay in a space of abundance at all times, not thinking about credit card bills, car payments, mortgages, electricity, utilities, etc. Stay in a space of abundance where all I do is make money and my conscience and subconscious never sees it going out, because that creates stress, and stress hinders your ability to produce.
Oh, what? You have now been promoted.
No, what is that?
What do you mean no? It's the car note and the mortgage.
Why are you giving it to me? You got it on auto pay?
Nay, I took it off auto pay just for this month, just so you can take care of it, just for your boy.
Why do I want to do that?
You not excited of the opportunity to pay the bills for the first time?
Babe, I haven't paid a bill in 6 years.
This is an opportunity.
I don't want to do it.
Why not?
Why would I want to pay a bill?
Nay, come on now.
Can you have the money?
Nay, I'm
trying
to splurge this month. This is eating into my splurging budget, okay?
Ain't no splurging.
I'm gonna need you to handle that.
I'm allergic. I don't know how to pay it.
You allergic? I'm gonna have to slide this back over to you because
I
look.
don't know how to pay it though.
Look, what you mean you don't know how to pay it?
I don't know how to do it.
They got detailed instructions in there. How you log into the account? I can give you the password, everything.
See.
You can't see?
I'm blind.
We just got you glasses the other day. You good? You straight?
Blind. I can't
You straight?
see.
I'll read it for you.
How you gonna read it though? I can't do it.
What you mean? We'll get you a braille or something. You'll figure it out.
I can't do nothing.
Nay, just for your boy this one time. Your boy got perfect credit score, everything, and being consistent. Now I'm gonna need you to go ahead and take care of
No,
that.
and we're gonna keep you consistent and keep paying it. Put it back on.
Same way women argue that they were never allowed to work, hence why they call themselves independent for working now, that establishment never allowed men to do housework, hence why men are celebrated now for completing housework, the same way women are celebrated for paying bills. Somehow, these people understand one while simultaneously condemning the other. Why are they lacking in empathy for their chronically overworked partners? Talking of lacking empathy, who is more lacking in empathy? Men or women? Which group is more likely to appreciate the other? Men or women?
If you're lucky enough that your wife is able to stay home and take care of the kids or just take care of the house, and you're not coming home and still thanking her very much for the house looking nice, or you just expect it to be perfect every day and the kids to be tended to, and you can come home and just lounge and not continue to contribute to the home, and not at least thank your wife and appreciate everything she's done to make your life easy, you're an asshole. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of husbands out there that wish so badly that our wives could just stay home during the day. Our world's not designed that way. There's very few families that can afford to do that sort of thing. I'm lucky. My wife works about 6 or 7 minutes down the street from our house. She's off during the summers because she's in the education system. So we're fortunate in that aspect. But there's some husbands out there, their wives have to commute to work. They're out of control, whatever their situation is once their wife leaves the house, and they can no longer really be in charge of any kind of safety or whatever. And it worries us. Like when my wife is on her way to work, whether it's 6 or 7 minutes down the road or whatever, I worry about her. I hope that she gets to work safely. And during the summer when she's at home and she's pretty much taking care of the entire house, I still come home and I kick in as best I can. She's usually got most of it under control. I still do the cooking because that's just what I like to do in our house, and she's not a very good cook. But anyway, appreciate your wives, man.
Is it a bad thing to expect your spouse to pay for everything? No, but we go back to standards. Okay. It all depends on your standards. Hello, my name is Carla, and restoring healthy mindsets is my thing. In my book, my requirement, in my standards, the minimum thing a man can do is provide and protect for me. That's the bare minimum. Why? Because the goal that I have and the intentions that I have while I'm dating a man is marriage and to create family. Because I want a family, I am not going to be fertile forever. I want to have children. I need to feel safe and secure that the man that I am deciding to invest my time in can take care of me at least least physically. So if this is a goal for myself, I am not going to be dating or entertaining men that cannot afford me, that cannot pay for my expenses, because I have intentions of staying home. I have intentions of being a homemaker, and that comes with sacrifice.
After all, for every 6 hours of domestic chores performed by a woman in India, a man does just 1. And why do so many educated, seemingly empowered women simply accept men's convenient lack of civility, except for the occasional outburst? It's claims like these that have given rise to schools teaching boys housework, while girls are not being taught any of the yard, maintenance, or repair work, as if girls don't need to be fully functioning adults like the boys. This author argues, all the unnecessary applause for men doing basic things like sweeping and washing the dishes seem to be insulting to the male sex. This very appreciation simply shows that many men did not participate in household chores previously, which is why it is such an honor to have them mop the floor. The problem with this is the intent behind the appreciation. Thanking someone for helping you with a chore is different from thanking them for doing a cleaning up after themselves, because they are men. This insinuates that men technically do not have to do anything at all around the house. It sends out a wrong message to young boys. Why are we thanking people for doing something that is the basics of surviving? Do we now start thanking people for not killing others? If this hadn't occurred to you before, that's fine. We are all learning. The lesson here is to be mindful when we thank someone, or else it would have an entirely different message altogether. Again, remember, women are called independent for doing what adults do, pulling their own weight, which is an insult to the female sex. Feminist commentators on her essay have been quick to say that men as a group need to pick up the slack at home. The problem isn't that women are trying to do too much, it's that men aren't doing nearly enough, writes author and activist Jessica Valenti in The Nation, citing a new Bureau of Labor Statistics report showing that working women still do the bulk of housework and childcare. Men are changing very rapidly, feminist historian Stephanie Kuntz once told me. In fact, as a historian, I have to say that they are changing, in a period of 30 years, in ways that took most women 150 years of thinking and activism. According to every single study to date, men today do more dishes and bring more kids to school than their fathers and grandfathers ever did. This could explain why, taken together, men do more in paid and unpaid labor combined than women. Women going into the workforce hasn't offset the number of hours men have to put into paid employment. Yet guess what? It is not enough. A woman who believes appreciating a man for completing housework or undertaking caregiving activities amount to celebrating a fish for knowing how to swim wishes herself a happy Father's Day for taking care of her child's financial obligations. When women take up the financial responsibilities of their children, then they wish themselves a happy Father's Day. But they turn around and tell men that providing for their children isn't enough. Imagine if you told stay-at-home mothers that taking care of the children is not enough. Imagine judging a stay-at-home mother's parenting skills or contributions based on their monetary contributions towards the children. That is exactly what people, including stay-at-home mothers, quite ironically, do every day to fathers. You'd be hard-pressed to find these people going hard on fathers doing the same with mothers. The same men who are told that providing for their families is not enough since they're required to put in emotion work are expected to appreciate their stay-at-home wives because they sacrifice a lot. All this plays into everything he does is his job, the bare minimum, while everything she does is sacrifice. Cleaning the house requires water and all the other products, which is paid for monthly. Taking care of the babies requires resources, which they understand full well, especially when they head into family court. Imagine how delusional it would be for a single dad to wish themselves a happy Mother's Day. You see, men aren't delusional. Men understand there's more to being a mother, whether biological or otherwise, beyond feeding or bathing the baby. Women, too, understand that there's more to being a father than just providing for the children only when it's men doing it. When it is women, providing is enough for them to be the figurative father. Anyway, you see, the moment a woman feels unappreciated in the home, or her contributions in the home are underappreciated, then she stops attending to those obligations. Interestingly, in a sample of German dual-earner married couples, that mothers report higher relationship satisfaction when they are thanked for their housework. Levels of appreciation play a significant role in the associations between division of housework and both psychological well-being and relational satisfaction for married women, but few studies examine potential factors associated with the extent to which wives feel appreciated for the housework that they do.
I have been in tears for the last 2 years trying to meet my daughter, and she has never let me once talk to her or see her.
When I talked to him, I told him I was pregnant.
I have had to create a fake Facebook account just to see pictures of Elena.
I can't get past why you would not just allow him to see her if you thought it was a possibility that he could be her
They
dad
have all been
for
under
2
his
years.
I have planned to meet her in Dyersburg, Tennessee, which is a big town, just so I can meet Elena out in public.
And what's wrong with that?
I'm afraid that he's gonna end up taking my daughter, and there's nothing I can do to get her
Miss
back.
Forrest, are you afraid he's gonna take your daughter, or are you afraid he's her biological father?
I'm afraid that he's gonna take my daughter. There's no way he is getting my daughter.
No, this is our child, not yours. And I will fight you for full custody.
I will fight.
No.
Mr. Webb, I see you are in a lot of pain. It hurts you to see.
Yes, Your Honor.
And until the DNA comes back showing that he is the father, he will not see her. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel.
So is this Miss Forrest's idea or yours?
This is mine.
That her biological father is Mr. Webb.
Men who are locked out of visitation with the family feel that they shouldn't be required to be financially responsible for a family. They are denied access. But the woman doesn't care, as she believes even without appreciation, whether in a union or separated, the man's providing role is not tied to anything, especially the illusion of being appreciated.
What does a man do? When you have children, you always have family. They will always be your priority, your responsibility. And a man provides. And he does it even when he's not appreciated, or respected, or even loved. He simply bears up, and he does it. Because he's a man.
But nobody tells you about marriage, the brutal truth. A man offers provisions and protection from the moment he says, I do. This is his duty, and he does not deviate, deprive, or withhold it from his partner. It is consistent. A woman offers beauty, loyalty, and sexual exclusivity from the moment she says, I do. This is her duty, and she will deviate from it from time to time, regardless of a man's consistency. Every month, a man pays bills. He does not take a break. Every month, a woman cooks and cleans. She will take breaks. Every day, a man secures his home. He does not take a break. Every day, a woman maintains beauty and health. She will take a break. When a wife turns sex into privilege and withholds it, he does not take a break. When a woman lets herself go and become lazy, he does not take a break. When a woman goes into menopause and no longer wishes to sexually please her man, he does not take a break. When a wife and husband argue and fight and separate, they both may cheat. He does not take a break. A woman completely shuts off access from the time of separation up until divorce. If a man take a break, all will perish. If a man isn't consistent, all will fail. So let's stop questioning men who exercise their options.
Baseline being feminists who not only believe that women's work in the home should not only be appreciated, but also compensated, have an issue with just appreciating men for completing housework. A healthy relationship or marriage involves both men and women should appreciating each other in unions. We should be grateful for anything that makes our lives easier. Study after study shows that gratitude is essential to marital happiness. Suzanne didn't just resent that her husband was a big hero for doing what she did every day. The bigger problem is that her daily work was thankless and even denigrated by her husband. If dinner wasn't perfect, she added, he'd whine about it. Just like she would whine about literally anything: the groceries he got, the way he arranged the plates after doing them, the way he cleaned the countertops, literally anything. The economy of gratitude, which is rare in feminist commentary, says expressing gratitude for the labor of your spouse is more important to marital happiness than the precise division of labor. It's not just who does the dishes, it's also who gets thanked by whom for doing the dishes. Studies have found evidence that gratitude isn't just a way to mitigate the negative effects of an unequal division of labor. Rather, a lack of gratitude may be connected to why that division of labor is so unequal to begin with. In fact, research shows that men will withhold gratitude as an expression of power over women. So, all those women withholding gratitude from their men just further cements the family and dating processes as matriarchies.